And this time I'll create a new project, and what I want to do this time is under the Visual C++, notice CLR console application. Alright, and so I can take care of that, and I will just put in here, let's see, this will be the VTC example CLI. Let's make this a little easier to understand, and I'll choose OK here, and then I will let it take me straight in, and notice it's already written a whole bunch of stuff for me. Now I don't actually have to write any code here. There is one thing I'm going to add later to show you a little trick with the CLR. But notice there's quite a few things going on that's different that we can notice right off the top. Notice there's this include for stdafx.h. Now these are some header files that gives us access to a lot of standard stuff. But then you will notice also right here using namespace system. Now system is a namespace in the Microsoft.NET framework, and it's kind of similar to the std namespace that we saw in the native C++ program. And then notice we're still using our int main. We still have our main function here to start, but we've got a whole lot of other things going on here. And then notice we're using console write line instead of our std, colon c out. And then we've got our return code here. So this is what it looks like when you're looking at C++ running under the control of CLR, or managed C++, if you will. Now same deal, if I execute this, or if I debug it by starting up here and clicking debug, I'll tell it yes, I would like to build it, and later on in the course I will turn that off, but for now you may see it. Notice the same thing's going to happen. The window popped up. If you saw real quick there, you saw Hello World pop up, and then it went away. And so what we are going to do then is use our little trick before, and we are going to actually go out and find our program. Now notice that we're getting some can open the PDB files. Don't worry about that right now. I am going to jump out to here. I'll go into Documents, I'll go into Visual Studio 2010, then I'll go into Projects, and here is my CLI example. We've already mentioned that our executables are being built in the debug folder, because we're building them in debug mode. So I'll hold down Shift, I will right click on debug, and I'll say open command window here. And now I can just, and if I make that a little wider, it'll make it look a little better for you. Actually, I can't do it that way. Show you a little trick here. If I right click on the title bar and go to Properties, I can go to the Layout, and I can make my window wider. Let's make it a little bit wider here. And then when I OK that, now you can see that we have it all on one line. Okay, so now I can do a dir, and there is my program right there, my executable. So I will just call that VTC example CLI.exe. You don't have to put the .exe. And I didn't spell it correctly, so let me try that again. I'll just up arrow, another shortcut. I just hit the up arrow there, and it remembers what I've done before. And then I'll put VTC example CLI, press enter, and then notice it ran. Whoa, I scrolled up on you there. It ran, and there's Hello World. So it did okay, but there is a neat trick that I can do here to prevent that thing from scrolling off the screen like that, and that is before the return, if I put console, and that's the namespace, read line, and notice this is case sensitive, so I have to use the capital L right here. Notice, let me come down to the next line. If I don't use the capital L and I use a lowercase, it should show me a squiggly line. It's not going to, because I would like it to, and it's probably going to, no, okay, there we go. It's not going to compile, and it's going to point out that read line, notice right down here, the identifier is not found. Well, it's not found because that doesn't look like a valid keyword, and so I can correct that. And now I can run this and click yes, and from here it will pop open that window, but notice it's going to hold it until I hit the return button, or enter if you will, and it will hold it up there for me, and then if you heard that click, I hit return and it went away. Alright, so there's a lot of more things going on here. Now this is all running under the CLR. This is not native C++ code, but there may be times, we'll get into it a little bit later on, and then just life itself will teach you some things about when you might want to run this under CLR control and have it be a managed C++ application. But I just wanted to give you a little quick look at it so that when you look at one, you can see, oh, this is managed C++. Probably the biggest giveaway here, this right here, using namespace system, gives you some ideas. And also, if we go out to Solution Explorer and look, you can see that there are a lot more files built out here for you as well. Okay, so anyway, that's a look at a very simple C++ CLI application.